Hey guys, it's mcfixit here. We're going to take this DX AVR that is broken pretty good here, and we're going to go ahead and take it and try to form it back. I also have some nice dog teeth in here that I'm going to see if I can do something to kind of make that a little flusher. I know this is probably not going to be PDGA legal with what I'm going to do, but at least it kind of will repair a disc and maybe a couple of more throws out of it. Or if you don't like the DX plastic, you can just recycle it maybe. But I just want to try to do something. I did have somebody comment on one of my other videos about doing some kind of repair. You can also grab some sandpaper, like 220 grit, if you do have any higher raised edges. I don't really have any of that, so I'm going to see if I can use simple tools as a soldering iron and a grill lighter. I am going to put some leather gloves on just to make sure I don't get burnt from the plastic. I don't have my heat gun with me, or else I would try my heat gun as well, which is like a big hair iron but a little bit more powerful, because that might actually help. But I'm going to see if I can heat this up and kind of flex it back out and get it back into shape. So first things first, go ahead and put on your gloves. I don't want to burn myself. You can try to use like disposable gloves, but I'm going to try to be extra careful today. And I already have this plugged in, just a basic soldering iron, and you can actually see some of the old solder on there. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of rub it back and forth, see if I can begin to melt some of that together. So that kind of technique actually worked decently well. I just broke it back open by accident. I'm going to try the grill lighter now, see if that does anything as we begin to melt this back kind of into place. I have had some friends that have had a little bit of success doing this. At least they say they have. Not quite certain. Now again, I would not be playing a tournament in this, but if you just want to throw it around your backyard or out of course, I don't see any problem in that. And I'll be honest, it doesn't seem like it's really working. So I'm going to go back to this method and see if I can maybe make it happen. Now what I don't want to do is really disform the disc, but if I can just begin to melt it together and maybe bring it back and forth a little. This is something I've never done before, so if you have any tips and tricks, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. Again, I'm just trying to get this back to kind of a normal quote-unquote flight, I guess you would say. Yeah, I don't think any TD would allow this to be played with, but if you're playing with some friends or in your backyard or whatever, I don't see a problem with this. And I'm kind of going back and forth to try to give it as flat of a feel as possible. Oh. Again, this does not look super pretty, but it actually kind of is working. I'm going to come over here to where I have my dog decided to take a little chunk out of it and try to melt some of that back together. I really wish I would have had my heat gun, because I would have liked to see what that would have done. Maybe I'll try to do another one with it. But that does seem like that is kind of filling in some of those gaps a little bit. Gonna come back here, see if we can get some of that melted together. So I'm going to go and unplug the soldering iron just to make sure we don't cause any damage. So set that off to the side. This is 220 grit sandpaper. and just slowly sand it back and forth. Main thing I'm trying to do is just get some of the burnt colorization to go away. And this is still just a touch warm, so if you do want to let it sit for a minute, you can. Just don't want it to be real noticeable by my hand. Obviously, it's got a little bit of a valley right here, so that's going to be a touch noticeable. But it is round again without being cracked down the center or at the edge. So I do know a lot of people who use some light grit sandpaper to be able to kind of get on the different edges where you might have some road scuff or something like that. So as far as I know, that is legal. If it's not, comment in the section below so others know. Kind of newer to disc golf, so I don't know everything, but I feel like I have a good idea as I've been playing a little longer. But yeah, I don't think they're going to allow this to fly an attorney, but just for some casual play, I think it actually worked pretty good. It's pretty solid again. So again, not the prettiest thing, but normally with putters you beat them up pretty good anyways. And for being pretty cracked, I think that actually turned out pretty well. Again, not the prettiest thing, but that's okay with me. If I had a little more time, I probably could spend welding the plastic back together a little better, but overall, yeah, that's pretty solid. That's not, well, I'll probably break again at some point, but not right away at least. So here's a little bit of a test with this one to see if it works, and it does. Went straight in. There it is. That little repair job worked well. If this was helpful, please like, subscribe, comment if you do have any questions or any other tips on how you can kind of put one of these back together that has been cracked. Thank you guys so much for watching.